News.
Previously on X-Men.
Here's Johnny.
So, a black Captain America, huh?
Damn right. We built this country. Bled for it. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it. Not after what everybody before me went through.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. How are you all doing out there? Guys, it is the end of the year. It is Christmas, not Christmas Eve. What the hell am I talking about? New Year's Eve, 2023. A couple of hours before we bring in 2024. The year that your boy hits that big 4-0. What is going on? Come on into the room. Thank you so much for being here for another episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. I guess you can call this super duper edition. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. But like always, guys, before we get started, let me know how I'm looking. Let me know how I'm sounding. Let me know if I am crisp. Let me know if I am clear. And if you're wondering, like, hey, B, what's going on, man? What happened to Super Duper yesterday? Moving this roundup today. I was just like, hey, the news is slow. It's always slow at this time of the year. And so I was going to be chilling and doing some other things and getting stuff done, just around the house and my personal life, whatever. But, I got to go down the list. Guys, it's Sunday. Hopefully, you're relaxed. Hopefully, you're chilling right now wherever you are in the world, whether you're on the couch, on the bed, you are in your favorite recliner. You're on the roof, okay? Are you in the pool? Are you in the jacuzzi? Are you on the beach? Are you at work? Wherever you are, hopefully you're chilling. You're ready to get this episode in. Tell me what you're sipping on. Tell me what you're drinking on. Tell me what you are snacking on. Tell me if it sounds muffled. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. It. Let me fix it real quick. Hold on. All right. My bad. My bad. Let's see here. Kev, are you trolling? Are you trolling? What's going on? I sound muffled. I haven't changed any settings. That would be horrible if I'm not sounding good. Somebody let me know, please, real quick before we move on. Well, why did you say that, man? You messing up my flow. Talking about no. That's not cool. That's not cool. But y'all, let me know what you're sipping on. Let me know what you're drinking on. Let me know what you're snacking on, and also let me know if what you have planned for New Year's, bringing in the New Year's. There was a weird distortion. Well, thank you. Okay, but I sound good now. Sound clean and clear. What the hell is going on? I'm gonna have to fix this. I reached out for some assistance with my soundboard and all that, but I haven't had the time to get into all the nitty-gritty. But hopefully, I can have all that fixed by my next live stream. And so, because it is kind of sounding weird in my ear. I'm not gonna lie to you guys opposed to what it usually does sound like. And I'll shout you guys out in a second. Thank you, Layla. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get to these shout outs in a second. But what do y'all have planned for New Year's? I remember when I was in junior high or high school, and we was in the weight room, and it was a coach like, "Hey, what are you doing? What did you do for New Year's?" He's like, "Hey, man," he's a grown man, 30, 40, 50-year-old, whatever. And then all of his kids was like, "Hey, what you doing for New Year's? What did you do?" He was like, "Oh, I slept through the New Year's." I was like, "Oh my God, you slept through New Year's? How can you do that?" And like now, I'm just like, I may do that myself. So I may be in bed. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't have no plans. I ain't been in the streets in 10 plus years. And so my New Year's is a very living roomish, you know. I'm at one more meal to eat and some water down here and right here by my side to drink. So I'm gonna just be chilling on my couch, uh, but watching the ball drop and all that good stuff. Had a phone call right before we went live as well, and they're pretty much doing the same thing. It gets like that. It gets like that. All my 50 and 60, all my baby boomers out there, they probably laughing at me right now, like, oh, we've been doing that for 20 plus years. Youngster, welcome to your 40s and all that stuff. But anyway, as y'all come into the room, give me a thumbs up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and start shouting out you lovely people. We got Darth Wang in the building. Happy New Year, Jammo family. Here's to another year done. Looking forward to seeing what 2024 has in store for all of us. I am too. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have not been this optimistic for a new year in a very, very long time. Besides 2021, because 2020 was pretty crappy for everybody. Everybody was like, "Man, can we move on?" But not real talk. And I'm not one to just like my New Year's resolutions is this and that. I just want to stay consistent with the wavelengths that I'm riding on right now. So thank you, Dr. Wayne, for being here. What's up, Anakin Not Vader? What's going on? Happy New Year's. We got Travis Looney in the building. What's good? What's good? Happy New Year. Easy Lot, my dog. Happy New Year's Eve and New Year fam. You deserve every blessing coming to your way 2024. I love it. Thank you so much. Layla Uninterrupted. What's good? Hey, B, I meant to tell you, I love your intros. They be popping. I haven't even scratched the surface yet, but Layla, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. The finale, Secret Wars finale on steroids. Man, we are going to talk about it here. We are going to talk about it. Thank you for being here. Andrew YB, thank you for being here. Let's see here. Also, B, it's my birthday today. What? Happy birthday to you. Glad to be here. Let's talk about what if this season was amazing. Needs season 3. But before that, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Layla. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Layla. Thank you for being here. We got Kwama Serene up in the building. What's good? What's going on? This is a boxing expert right here. Y'all subscribe to her channel as well. Brand, what's going on? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Chill Spot, aka Thor's Guardian Queen. I saw you in What If too. I'm just being silly. Happy New Year, everyone. Just popping in for a bit. That's what's up. We're at a New Year's celebration with the Avengers and everyone trying to lift Thor's hammer again. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is what's up right there. Quindolyn C. Hey, Brandon, I still have one more episode to go. I've been missing lines, but watching on playback. I'll thank you for being here. I will do the same with this one. Happy New Year and looking forward to your content in 2024. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Happy New Year, Brand. Happy New Year. I wish you a blessed year for you and your family. Me too. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see here. What if was great? A lot of Peggy Winter Soldier. Yeah, it was a ton. Didn't have a problem with the Peggy Steve got on my nerves some though, but it's canon. So yeah. And guys, last but not, we're gonna talk about that, Gwendolyn. But last but not least, the queen is here, Mama Ava. Phyllis Ava in the building. Hello, Mom. How you doing? Hey, y'all, I wish you well. I wish you well. She's feeling a bit under the weather, and we got to get let's leave all sicknesses and illness in 2023 as we're moving into 2024. But thank you, Mom. Love you. Thank you for being here. Mara Sharice is in the building. OG moderator. What's good? Evening, y'all. I didn't finish yet. Here to hit the like button. I really love the season thus far. Peggy Carter is a fave. Right. I do have some criticisms for Peggy Carter in episode 5. I'm like, damn. I mean, I know you're a super soldier, but you're flipping cars and stuff. We're gonna talk about it. But Myra, thank you so much for being here. And y'all gotta check out the sister's lingerie line. It is smooth as hell. I love it. So check that out as well. I'm pretty sure she can put a link in the chat. And hit the like button. And is Strange Supreme done? Hey, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But guys, let's go ahead and get into this right here. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to my What If Season 2 recap and review. Guys, we are going to be talking about not the whole thing, but episodes 3 through 9, not 1 and 2. Why not 1 and 2? Because I already covered it on my channel. I got videos for it. That's not the thumbnail for it. Where's the other thumbnail for it? I'm always missing a freaking thumbnail. Where is it at? Okay, is that it? There we go. Let me let that load up real quick. So yes, episode 1 right here on my channel. So you guys can go check it out. And we also have episode 2. And so yes, now guys, we're going to be talking about episode 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Don't know if anybody will be popping in today, but if they're more than welcome to, and it would be great to have them. And also, I am also live on Instagram. Yeah, second time going live on Instagram. I figured out all that good stuff, and so see, we got Long Lives Chris watching on Instagram, Glam Slam, F Wood, Team Doc, Antoinette, the Movie Bay, Casual Movie Lover, MSK, a bunch of letters. I can't up 1 and second 3 MC Cloud. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of people. So let me know whether you watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, all of that good stuff. Well, let's go ahead and get into episode 3 real quick of this What If show. And to be honest with you, this was my least favorite out of them all. This is What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas. Happy Hogan sets out to prove his hero chops when Justin Hammer lays siege to Avengers Tower during the annual holiday party. Now, high five, virtual high five, and a gold star to whatever movie that this episode was referencing during this episode. It's pretty easy. It came out, I can't remember if it came out in the 80s or 90s. Let me try to look it up real quick. But most of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not that hard. Yeah, it came out in 1990, I think. Oh no, 1988. This is referencing right here Die Hard. In 1988, we have Darcy, and Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau. We also have Justin Hammer and Maria Hill. And I like Maria Hill. When What If was coming back and there was promotion, I was pressing play like everybody else to watch this episode. I really wasn't expecting her to pop up, but of course, she died. Spoilers in Secret Invasion, one of the worst Disney Plus endings or endings in general in the MCU ever known to man. But I was really disappointed to see her perish at the end of Secret Invasion that debuted earlier this year. So it was just really nice to see her pop up in this episode right here. Now, another favorite character of mine in the MCU is Happy Hogan, played by Jon Favreau. Like I said, I don't know why. I just like him as an actor, director, writer, producer. I mean, he does it all. But I especially enjoy him in the MCU. I don't know. I mean, he just has the perfect combination of being silly and serious at the same time, and sprinkling in a little lightheartedness here and there. But when I say that this was my least favorite episode out of all 9 of them, I kind of feel I may retract this after we talk about episode 8 when the Avengers assemble in the year 1602. But one of the reasons I felt that way is because of Darcy. Here we have Justin Hammer trying to take over the Avengers Tower, and he has all these goons trying to get up the place, hold all of these guests hostage. And she knows about this, and she's cracking jokes. She's being silly and prancing around like a moron, for lack of better words. So I'm just like, don't you hear these gunshots? Like, are you not worried? Or like, why aren't you, hurrying up a bit? Why are you not expediting all of your movements in the situation? It's just kind of really rubbing me the wrong way. But other than that, I mean, they did a decent job to me of putting the plot within the action because what I mean by plot in the action, I don't just like action just for the hell of it, okay? And you always, when you're trying to win something, you have to put all of your best feet forward. Pull out your big guns. Don't just waste time. Get the job done. So in that sense, okay, if the Avengers Tower is being attacked, you need to call the Avengers. Well, Happy was trying to do that, but because he got injected with the Hulk serum and he was transforming piece by piece by piece, he couldn't call anybody on the phone. Every time he was trying to call somebody, his hand would get bigger, and he just couldn't do that. And so, yes, it was silly and it was goofy, but it worked for me for the most part. It did, it did. And I did not hate this episode. It was just my least favorite. And earlier I said that it was a surprise for me to see Maria Hill pop up. It was also a surprise for me to see Justin Hammer. We haven't seen Justin Hammer in anything, I think since 2010 in Iron Man 2. And, he wasn't I liked him. He wasn't necessarily my favorite villain, out of the whole MCU. That would be crazy to say that. I mean, but all things are subjective. If you feel that way, feel free. And this was during the time, the MCU's inception, and all the great things they did do in phase one of their biggest problems was a villain issue. The villains stunk like crap. They didn't really get good until, well, when we saw Loki and Thor in Avengers in 2012, Winter Soldier, Killmonger, Thanos. But other than that, like, and I did like Ironmonger in Iron Man 1, so maybe they weren't that bad. I don't think I was one that was complaining. I mean, they got better in the MCU. But seeing Justin Hammer just come through, just being a super hater and just like, "Hey, I'm already smarter than Tony Stark, and I'm about to be as strong as 12, um, 12 Captain, Rogers, Captain America. Ha, 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 ha." Now, it would've made a little bit more sense to me. My light is shaking over here like it's gonna fall. It does happen sometimes. Camera's off, but it would've made a little bit more sense to me if, um he would have brought more henchmen in, but, he was confident that he was able to hack into the system and, steal all of Tony's robotics, all of his, Iron Man bots, so and also, I wanna hear from you guys as well. I don't wanna just be the only one out here talking, and so if you have any praises about each episode, each show, 'cause we're gonna go through each episode one by one, whether it's good or bad, I wanna know, and so, we can definitely, chop it up. Um, but it was pretty decent. I One of the things I was saying is like, man, Tony Stark has to be rich. I think they said that each of those robots cost $50 million each. That's a lot of bread right there, even for a billionaire. He had at least 50 of them in there. Maybe it was $50 million for the whole project, for the whole fleet. That would make me feel much better. It really would. But 50 million apiece, I don't know about that right there, man. But that's a lot. That's a lot. And also, when I was watching this episode, when I knew I was going to be coming on, I wanted to ask you guys, after seeing this episode, does it make you want to see more of Happy Hogan in the MCU, in real life, in the live action shows or movies? Because I think the last time we saw him in live action was at the end of Avengers Endgame, which of course came out in 2019. And, he was on the porch, at the funeral for Tony Stark, of course, because he passed away, and telling his daughter, like, "Hey, I'll get you all the cheeseburgers, that you want. That's just something that you just won't have to worry about at all." And so for me, after seeing this, I did want to see him more. Now another thing though, and I don't wanna jump forward too far, but there was a scene in here where Maria Hill had him dead to rights. She had the gun toted at him and or aimed at him, and she shot the alcohol out of his hand, and he was just so confident. And I was just kinda saying to myself, "Man, just shoot this dude in the foot, in the ankle, in the kneecap, something, so you can eliminate the threat and won't have to worry about this no more." I'm sorry, me personally, if you are breaking into my home and I'm the homeowner, or I am in charge of security, or I'm one of the main bosses with the Agents of Shield, I'm shooting your butt. No questions asked. Especially if you are a known somewhat terrorist that has gone after my colleagues before. And so I'm very, very critical about that. I'm just gonna say to myself, "Why are you not shooting this man? Why are you negotiating? Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him." I was really, really, really frustrated about that. Also, with as smart as Tony is, do y'all find it a bit frustrating that, um, Justin Hammer was able to hack into his system so easily? or was it not easy? Was it difficult? I mean, Justin Hammer is smart as well, one of the smarter people on the planet. But of course he doesn't have anything on Tony. I think it's safe to say that Tony is smarter than him. And they've said that a number of times. But did y'all feel some type of way about that? Let me know down in that comment section below, or whether you're watching this via live or via the chat. But in the middle of the episode, I was entertained though, to say the least. I mean, even though it was silly, it was a bit, hunky dory. Just seeing a Happy Hogan purple version of the Hulk bumbling around, not able to use his powers to their full ability. And he eventually got used to it, but I was a bit worried. I was like, "Oh gosh, what are they doing with this? This is silly. Come on." I like episode 1, I like episode 2. Where are they going with episode 3? I don't we talked about all these jokes for the longest. And so that was really concerning. Let's see here. Yeah, I wish we could have gotten Hammer in other movies after Iron Man 2. Okay, I'm not mad at you for that. Okay, and you are right. He was in the Spider-Man film. I forgot about that. You're talking about Jon Favreau, correct? Yeah, I'm talking about Hammer. You're talking about Hammer. It was because they took Jarvis offline that he was able to hack in and remember. Well, yeah, that is true. That is true. I did forget about that. I did forget about that. Well, thank you very much. See, that's why I gotta talk to y'all about this. I don't remember why Happy had Jarvis online. Yeah, they were trying to reboot the system to upgrade it or something like that. It seems like a horrible time to do that when you're at a party, you know, uh, maybe do that in the daytime when everybody is around, where the Avengers are there, like, "Hey, no Avengers are here in the Avengers Tower, so let's also, take the security system offline." So, good observation, good observation. And he was probably planning it for a while. Okay, so y'all got some good points here. Seems like y'all like, "No, okay, Justin Hammer is a smart guy. He is capable, to get these things done." So, I didn't really see that it was too far-fetched. Um, why didn't we get Spider-Man in this What If? Section 8, that is a good question. I mean, he has been in the MCU for a long time, and at first, I wanna say that it's a rights issue with Sony, but I don't think that's the case. I think that Sony only owns all of the film rights. I think Marvel still owns all of the cartoon or animated rights, and so that is a really good question. I think that's a missed opportunity. Now, was it you, Gwendolyn, that said earlier about who said that about excuse me, about Peggy Carter, that you liked Peggy Carter, but there was a lot of her? That was you, Gwendolyn, that said, "What If" was great, a lot of Peggy, and Winter Soldier, which I didn't have a problem with. Peggy got Steve on my nerves, but it's also canon. So, maybe we coulda got a little less, yeah, and Mara Cherie said, Peggy Carter's a favorite as well. Maybe we could have got a little less Peggy and a little bit of Spider-Man, a little bit more Spider-Man. I wouldn't have had a problem with that at all, so but another thing in this episode that bugged me is when the system was down and Darcy went into the vault room and she was trying to get the other programs like Edith and Friday and all of the other programs. During that time, she was just kinda just joking around like, "Oh, I got this one, I got that one. What about this one? La, 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 la." I'm just like, Lady, what are you doing? You have freaking terrorists in here trying to kill everybody, blowing stuff up, and, you're playing around, like, this is horseplay." Well, how did y'all feel about the Purple Hulk? Did you like the color? Would you have rather it be green? And, we also see the Purple Hulk pop up in episode 8 too as well, and, when the Avengers assemble in 1602. So you guys let me know what you think about that if if you had a problem with it or not. But I do like the fact that even when Happy Hogan is saving the day and he turned into the Purple Hulk, that he still has some type of consciousness, he still has some type of control. He was still able to communicate with Darcy and Maria Hill, Agent Hill. So that's pretty cool right there. And he was able to utilize the powers pretty good when there was that hallway of all of the Iron Man bots. He did wreck shop. He did. And the fight between Justin Hammer when he got the Hulkbuster suit on and him in versus Happy Hulk, and that was pretty entertaining as well. And so I have no issues right there, but they eventually get everything back online. But one of the things that bugged me, this kind of just the last thing is when the Avengers came and they finally showed up after all the missed calls and misunderstandings, miscommunication. It took them way too long to be like, "I'm Happy Hogan." I think like Black Widow shot him with her electrical darts and all that. I'm just like, I would have been like, "I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm talking." This is happy. I mean, Darcy and Maria Hill could have been like, "Hey, this is happy right here. Don't shoot him." It just took way too long. I'm just like, "Gosh, what are you doing?" And I know I said that was my last nitpick, but seeing Happy Hogan save Justin Hammer at the end, I'm like, "Why are you saving this man? Let him die. This is a threat that you don't have to worry about anymore if he just falls off this cliff right here to his doom." He did this himself. We was all trying to chill and eat gingerbread cookies and have eggnog at a Christmas party. He wanna come kick in the door and blow up the place. So, I didn't I was like, "Don't save him," but, he shoulda did the whole Batman Begins thing in 2005. "I'm not like you. I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you either." Dun, 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 Batman flies off. That's how Happy Hogan should have been, at the end of this episode, but, I don't know, that's just me. Would y'all have saved Justin Hammer life, or would y'all have let him fall off the building, off the balcony and perish, you know? Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section, but yeah, that was pretty much it for episode 3 of What If, and it wasn't just horrible or anything, it just wasn't my favorite. Let me see if there's any other comments about episode 3 before we move on to episode 4, which I did like a little bit more than, episode 3. Why didn't we get Spider-Man and What If? Oh, I already brought that question up. Was he in season 1? I can't remember, if he was or not off the top of my head. Okay, let's see here. You like the Happy Hulk, okay. Right on, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Well, guys, again, that is episode 3, season 2 of What If, episode 3, titled What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas. You guys let me know what you thought about the episode, your likes, dislikes, or whether you're watching this via live via live or on the replay. Right. So let's now move on to episode 4. Like I said, I like this a bit more than episode 3. And I will say there was somebody. There's a character in each episode that gets on my nerve just a little bit. Can y'all guess who that character was? But guys, this is What If season 2, episode 4, titled What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master? Tony Stark challenges the Grand Master, leading to a Grand Prix turned demolition derby death match. Now, for the most part in this series, we got all of the real life actors and actresses to come back and voice their roles in this show, and I'm very surprised by that. Use I don't know why. Is that not a big deal to you guys? But for some reason, I just did not expect them to do that, and I could be wrong, but they really did sound like it. No, because we do have Benedict Cumberbatch did come back as Strange. We got Samuel Jackson as Fury, Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter. Now we don't have Tony Stark. So, yeah, we got Lake Bell as Natasha Romanoff, Sebastian Stan came back, Chris Hemsworth came back, Chadwick Boseman, um, it says that was his voice in Black Panther, but I think it's actually season 1 and not season 2. But we have somebody by the name of Mick Wingert who was voicing the actor of, Tony Stark. It was not, Robert Downey Jr. It was this gentleman right here. And if I had to be honest with you, I think he did a good job. I don't have any problems, with him fulfilling the role of Tony Stark in this episode. I was, fairly entertained by it. And another thing I didn't mention in my intro, I mean, just the concept of this show, What If, is like really entertaining to me because I mean, we always are gonna be asking those questions like, "Okay, what would have happened if this happened? What would have happened if that happened?" And this is answering all of those questions. And I remember when the original Avengers film came out in 2012, I had a coworker, by the name of Steve, when I was, working at this bank, and he's not really into the superhero comic book stuff like that. It's just not his cup of tea. You know, he doesn't have anything against it, he just doesn't get excited about it like we do. But he went to go see the Avengers movie, and he was like, "Yeah, it was okay, you know, I thought it was alright. I didn't understand this, I didn't understand that." And I remember he was so critical at the end of the movie where Iron Man flew through the portal and led the nuke into Thanos's, army's mothership, the Chitauri, and blew it up. And right as Tony Stark was falling back through before the portal closed and fell back from Earth and Thor not Thor, but Hulk caught him. He was real pissed off about that, like, "Man, I don't know, B, that just seems, like, so unrealistic to me to where he barely came through right before it closed," you know, and that didn't bother me as well. I just thought that was a great way to increase the tension in the show. But I like that's the way that this episode started off. Now, it actually started off just saying, "Hey, here's Gamora. She's the daughter of Thanos. She's one of the deadliest assassins or female assassins in the whole universe, but we don't really know her origin story. We know it through somebody else's eyes, through somebody else's lens, and that's when they transition over to Tony Stark, Iron Man. And so I really do like that. Now, I did enjoy this episode, but when it started, none of us knew how it was going to start. But when he did miss the portal, I did get excited. One, because um, it was addressing that criticism that my coworker had 10, 11, 12 years ago. But also, I thought that we was gonna go into somewhere in the cosmos that we've never been before, and we get to see Iron Man in his suit too, trying to navigate and survive and, you know, get back home or get rescued or whatever. So, initially, I was a little bummed out when it went to Sakaar because we've already seen it. That doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy myself and have a good time, but I was like, "Okay, you know, we've already seen this before, you know, Grandmaster in, Thor: Ragnarok." I don't think Sakaar was in Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think it was in there at all. But it was still cool, though. It was still cool. And so he met the Grandmaster. What I do like about the episode is time, you know, they acknowledge that time works different there because for Tony, when he was running into the Grandmaster at the beginning, excuse me, the Grandmaster was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the Metal Man or the Method Man or whatever. You're the one that eliminated Thanos and the Chitauri army." I was like, "Dude, that was like literally 2 minutes ago. Like, what are you talking about?" You know? And apparently we don't they didn't express how much time had passed, but it had to be a while because that information had got across the universe. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was very, very cool right there. I love the look on Tony's face, the sigh of relief he had when he said, "Oh my gosh, we won. Oh my gosh, Pepper's okay. Pepper, how do I get back home?" But this guy here, he don't know where he is in time, space, whatever. He could be in the next solar system, that's next to ours, or literally on the other side of the universe and or in some other dimension. So that was a hell of a wake-up call for him. But I really did like his reaction to everything, especially, you know, all of the technology that he was not familiar with when they're spraying him down with the goo and, you know, he couldn't, really escape or it was difficult for him. Of course, we had the lady that was in Ragnarok as well, one of, the Grandmaster's henchmen with the melting rod. That whole thing is just spooky as hell, like, it's a very dangerous tool to have, man, and she just be swinging it around like nunchucks like it's nothing. You mess around and drop it and hit your finger and kill yourself, kamikaze style, you know what I'm saying? So, she needs to be careful with that right there, but it was funny to me because Tony is a fish out of water in this episode. You know, he had to humble himself a bit because, well, I want to say in 2012, you know, in Iron Man 1 and 2, well, he grew up cocky, but he humbled himself in Iron Man 1 and 2 just a little bit, especially part 3. But this is before part 3, you know, going back to, you know, 2012 start. And oh my goodness gracious, let me address this real quick. Sam for the $50 super chat. Thank you so much. My goodness gracious. What we're gonna do? Hold on, hold on.
Yes! Yes!
Thank you so much, Sam. I really do appreciate you contributing that amount, man. You didn't have to do that. That's like a whole big cash up there and a little bit more. Shit, from the soda pop. But now, just getting on. Thank you. Almost missed this. Best way to spend part of New Year's Eve. Brandon, thanks for all of your hard work and for the amazing reviews in 2023. Looking forward to a great 2024. Happy New Year, fam. Man, I'm looking forward to a great New Year as well. Like, since you're just not getting here, Sam, again, thank you so much for the super chat. I was saying to myself that I'm just feeling really positive and optimistic. You know, the later half of the year wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be, but you know, you gotta just look up some, put your head up sometime and be like, hey, no matter what you're going through, the sun is gonna still come up the next day. And so that was, you know, that's my motivation to keep going and to try to work as hard as I can. So that's what I'm gonna do. And when you contribute like this right here, it really does, you know, fuel down my soul to do that. So thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate it. And hopefully you enjoy the show, of course, this live stream. Talking about that what if episode 4 right now. But what I what I did like about this episode here is when we get the Grand Prix, this Royal Rumble, this death race, as you will, of all of these extraterrestrials, the look on Tony's face. You know, again, he's a fish out of water. He doesn't know his territory. He's trying to get back home, but he's like, damn, I don't want to piss anybody off. I don't want to. I just saw these people over here melted. You know, I'm Iron Man. I know everything on my earth. I'm pretty much a top dog, but I don't know nothing here. I don't know the environment. I don't know the technology. I don't know anything. You already got me wrapped up in this goo and I can barely move. Let me not talk too much shit and get my head blown off or thrown into some dungeon. You know, let me try to, you know, get some of these libations and you know, be courteous for a little bit. And so that's what he did. You know, he takes his armor off, goes to the Coliseum, and he's witnessing this death that's battle here. But when he sees all the death, carnage, and chaos, he was like, look on his face, he's like, the hell is this? What is going on? I don't know why. I don't know why, but that was just one of my favorite parts of the episode. It just was. You know, he's like, "Where are the firemen, the firewomen, the firemen? Where are the medics?" You know, like, do y'all not value life here? They ever heard throwing cans and hamsters and little animals and stuff? You know what I mean? Ain't this a bit barbaric? And so that was just, it was, I don't know why, but I got a big kick out of that. You know, that was really, really funny to me. But I don't know why his armor wasn't working. That part did not make sense because I do think it was bad that he had the little bracelet on and you know he tried to, you know, harness his armor to come and assemble on his body. I've been just assemble. But all of it didn't assemble and it wasn't working. You know, he was trying to shoot a number of things, but it just wasn't working. You know, so he kind of up a creek right there. The only thing I can think of is when he first arrived into the Grandmaster's presence, when they did hit him with that pink goo, maybe that's what kind of took it offline a bit. That's the only thing that does not make sense to me. I mean, that does make sense to me, but if you have guys have any other theories on why his armor was not working, please let me know down in the comment section below or in the chat. Now, we also have Valkyrie in the show as well, and Korg. I do like Korg. Sometime, I mean, he's there enough. I like his character, but I do want to continue to see him in the future of the MCU. But I don't want them to overdo it, okay? Because one of my main criticisms is when they do get a little too, you know, funny and goofy and stuff like that, which that can be annoying sometimes. But you know, he's okay. He's okay. But like I said, we have Valkyrie in this. I don't know if she came to voice her role in this. I can't look because you know we do have Taika Waititi back. We do have Josh Brolin back. Um, Zoe Saldana was not Gamora. This is sister right here by the name of Cynthia K. McWilliams. And Jeff Goldblum is back, Tessa Thompson is back. So they got a lot of the cast. Who was I just asking about? Yeah, Tessa Thompson. Yeah, she did come back. She looked different to me though. I mean, it's a cartoon, it's animation. All of the characters kind of look the same, but for some reason it just kind of felt off with Tessa Thompson's character, Valkyrie. No, that was somebody else that voiced Val? Really? Okay. It says I mean, I think you may be right, but it does so I got what if Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster? When I scroll down, it does say Tessa Thompson for Valkyrie. But it did sound different though. It did. So you maybe that I mean IMDb is not accurate all the time. Hold on. What else did this? She just looks so familiar. What else did she play in? Did Cynthia played in? She just looks really all right. No, let me. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not. You. It really didn't sound like her. It was something's off. Um, like I was saying, I like this guy Mick Wingert here as Iron Man, but it was just something about Tessa that did seem off. It wasn't really flowing for me. Like I was like, I mean, I didn't hate it, but I just what's going on? Now, who I did not like in this was Gamora. She was really annoying to me. Like, I mean, well, was she? I mean, I can't. I mean, look, Iron Man was fighting her daddy. Okay, she want to be loyal to her dad. That's all she knows. And also, this is not the Gamora that we know, that we fell in love with in 2014 with Guardians of the Galaxy. This is the previous Gamora when she was out there in them streets slicing off heads and stuff. Number one assassin in the universe of the galaxy. So for one, the voice is not the voice is not the person that we know. But she was just like, "Oh, I want to kill you, Stark. I want you to die." But I got to be honest with you. Another thing that grinded my gears about this episode is, and it may not be a big deal to you guys, is she is supposed to be just a badass assassin, but the fact that Tony can't fight. He doesn't know how to fight. He's never been properly trained. He just knows how to make armor. He just tackles people and blasts them, and with the occasional punch. That doesn't make you a fighter, sir. Now, this is not necessarily canon, but if you and it's on Disney Plus, it was a show that came out in 2008 or 9 called Avengers: Earth Mightiest Heroes. And I do remember on one of those episodes, it was Hulk, Hawkeye, Captain America, and Tony Stark. They were in the weight room or the exercise room, the gym. And Captain America, Steve Rogers, was trying to train Tony on how to fight. And he said those things. He was like, "Yeah, after watching a few battles and you save the day, you don't really know how to fight. You just know how to tackle people and blast them." And so I thought about that when I was watching this. So when they had Korg, Iron Man, and Gamora locked up in the prison room, and she's like doing these dragon kicks across the room, and he's just able to dive and bob and weave. I'm like, how are you able to Dodsley, like you should be able to kick his butt like this? So I don't know. I was a little annoyed by that, but I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. But I also do like the fact that Tony was smart enough to use his arc reactor to get the control electrical device off of his neck and then break out of there with cord. Now, I did think it was a bit much that he just wants to play Captain Save him and just save the whole Sakaar. Like, I'm like, bro, I would have gotten this ship and flew in a portal and tried to get home. But you want to go save the day. I'm like, man, you don't know these people. They may not even like you. This may be just a whole planet full of savages that just do nothing but crap and F stuff. I would cuss, but I'm trying to keep it clean. And you just want to, that's what I do. I'm Iron Man. I was like, man, if you don't get out of here and find your own way home, you know. Now I was also thinking to myself, like, okay, does the Grandmaster have surveillance all over the planet, 24/7, every nook and cranny? But apparently he doesn't. He may not be that big of a dictator, but that's just never been established before in the MCU, so I don't know. But it is nice to see that Tony was able to use all of his smarts and all of his wits to create his own version of a suit and a car, and I thought that was very dope. Now, A lot of people crap on this movie. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I did not really watch the show when I was younger. It may have been a bit before my time, but Speed Racer that came out in, I think 2009. I remember seeing it in theaters. It didn't make any money at the box office. I literally think I was the only person in there. I think I may have been a little elevated when I saw the film too, but gosh, dog, I was so entertained. It came out in 2008. Seriously, guys, by the Wachowski, siblings. This is seriously one of my favorite movies of all time. I just had a blast with this. I can watch this movie over and over and over again. So many beautiful, bright colors. The reason why I brought that up randomly is because that's what I was thinking about in this episode when, they was doing the race, when Tony Stark challenged the Grandmaster, like, "Hey, one race between me and you. Let's do it. Let's put all of our bets in. Let's go." And it was a very entertaining race. The Grandmaster is a cheat. I don't like cheaters. He is a sore loser. Um, I don't like that. I just don't. I don't like that at all. So, let's see here. One of my criticisms of the show is the episodes that just put another character in another known storyline. Give me an example, Andrew YB. My one criticism of the show is that the episodes that just put another character in another known storyline. I think I know. I feel like it could be all of them, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. But yeah, the Grandmaster is a cheat, and I did not like that. But Gamora is fixed on taking Tony Stark back to Thanos, you know? He puts the little communication device in their car, and it's like, "Hey, let's keep in touch. We can really help each other." You know? I know you're not evil, I know you're trying to be loyal to your dad, but who are you, okay? What is important to you? Don't you wanna live your own life? You know, elevated. Um, it didn't sound like her at all. It was, quite quite the conundrum. Let's see here. Her accent wasn't as European. Yeah, that's the point of what if, I gotcha. Okay. Um, I used to rush home, okay, how old are you, Carlo Zane? You must be older than me. You must be older than me. But yeah, Tony is still foolish, man, for just trying to save the day, and they take Gamora captive, and they put her in the suit too, but this race at the end was very, very entertaining. I liked it. I really did like it. It was entertaining. I remember when I saw the trailer for this, when we all saw the trailer for it, this is one of the highlights for me. I was like, "What in the world are they racing for? What is Iron Man and all these other people racing for? Like, where are they at?" I couldn't put it together that this was the car. But it was just nice seeing Tony, dressed up and trying to dress up and use all of his wits, all of his smarts, all of his genius, to save the day. And when he came out that tunnel and there was that big ass drop, and he was like, "Oh!" That was just like in Speed Racer the movie. So that was cool right there. That was dope. And then when he flew up in the air, like when they blew up his car, but when he flew up in the air and his armor turned into another car, I was like, "Man, that's dope as hell." I was like, "That's dope as hell." I do like that. And there was a lot of traps in this too. It was, but just seeing Tony being able to communicate with Gamora towards the end and just like, "Okay, who are you? I know you're the daughter of Thanos, but, like, that's just a title, okay? That's a little misnomer, like, who are you? What are you about? I wanna know because I have a sense that, you are bigger than this control that you feel like you're under." And then at the end, yeah, swinging them cars, man, drifting, Grandmaster and Tony Stark, Iron Man, one-on-one. Grandmaster hits the pedal to the metal. Tony Stark turns on that ultra turbo NOS Ultra Instinct light speed and gets the win, and it's clear as day that he won, but the Grandmaster is cheap. He's a loser. Come on, Jeff Goldblum, we need you to do better than that, sir. Come on, Owissati, and of course, I get to choose the winner. I choose me, but, it was kinda weird that when, he got melted, he seemed like he enjoyed it, so that was kinda weird right there, but it was a good episode. Tony Stark saves the day, liberates all the people, and man, he talks Gamora into betraying her daddy and killing him. So Thanos is getting his ass whipped across the multiverse by multiple people, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. One second. One second. All right. So that is episode 4, guys, of What If season 2. Titled "What If Iron Man Crashed into the Grand Master?" Is this your favorite episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. And we can try to rank these at the end. I didn't even think about doing that until now, but we can try to do that real quick. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about episode 4. Um, let me see if there's any comments real quick. What if Remaster was prone? He was prone. Or are you just saying that like it's the name of the episode? Like if you was given the episode a title yourself. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Well, guys, let's go ahead and move on to episode 5. Episode 5. And at this point, to me, the episodes are getting better and better with each one. And the thing is, you know, when they did release the titles of each episode, of course, I had the ones I was most anticipated. I couldn't wait to see episode 7, titled "What If Hela Finds the 10 Rings?" And you had Wenwu, Hela versus Odin. I was like, "Oh hell yeah! I definitely want to see this right here." So when we're getting all of these titles and they're coming up because I didn't know what order they was going to come, I was like, "Damn, I want to see this one next." Or whatever. I don't want to wait on this. But I said that to say, when I got started watching each episode, it was entertaining. I was enjoying myself. I couldn't say that I was bored. But y'all, this is episode 5 of What If season 2. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? Captain Carter's mission to save Steve Rogers set her on a collision course with new enemies. Now, this episode right here had all of the why am I screaming? Had all of the parallels to Winter Soldier that came out in the MCU in 2014 because essentially Steve Rogers is the Winter Soldier. Now, I don't know that in this episode, I mean, he's in the suit. I don't know if he had the super soldier serum. I'm going to assume that he did as well because I don't know if a robotic Hydra suit could sustain life that long. And Soulbreaker, thank you so much for being here. But let's kind of dial back on the spamming. You put the same comment literally 10 times almost. So let's try to dial that back. So we don't want to do that. Okay. I would really appreciate it. Um Kev said his favorite episode was part 2. The Nebula episode was good. So Kev and Gwendolyn is saying he didn't. He didn't what? This was a continuation story from season 1. As y'all are probably answering a question that I asked, and I can't remember right now. I was distracted. Um, Antonio, I know you're not reviewing the last episode yet, but the season finale was pretty great. Love the show and happy New Year. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. You know, I had some things to say. Oh, he didn't have the serum. So my thing is, if he didn't have the serum, what made him so important to sustain his life? Like, why would the Red Room choose him out of everybody to put in the suit? I mean, he was just a normal soldier with, not even a normal soldier. He didn't even have well, I know the Hydra Stomper kept him alive, but why pick him out of anybody? You know? Right, you're right. I do remember them saying that it kept him alive, but still, like, they could have picked anybody. I wanna just believe that, he did have it, but, I do remember them saying a number of times, like, yeah, he's kept alive, he's keeping him young and all that. Suit was already on him. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna ride with that. But, we got a little bit more Jeffrey Wright in this episode. We didn't really get him in I can't remember episode 1 and 2, but we really didn't get him that much in episode 3 or 4. We're starting to get a lot of more as well. And so he was an OG Iron Man too, like Ironmonger. But even in the very beginning, I like that, we got Black Widow running around the, Washington Park. She gets in the car with Peggy Carter. That just reminds me of Winter Soldier. So this episode right here is it's basically the Black Widow movie that came out in 2019 or 2020, and the Winter Soldier movie combined, you know, and I have no problem with that at all. I'm just like, "Man, these are a lot of parallels right here." But they are really showing the female power in this, the woman power in it. And, I'm not mad at them for it. I'm not. Now, I was entertained by this episode. There were some things that did kinda bug me the wrong way towards the end, 'cause there was a lot of dodging of explosions in this, and when Steve is in the suit, there was so many times he had 2 forms of weapons. He had the Gatling guns in his hands, but he also had the rockets. There were so many times where I was like, "Okay, instead of using the guns right here, if you would've used your rockets, you would've won. You would've defeated your enemy, your target." Um, but I also dialed it back because when Milena showed up towards the end, it was a farce. He was like, "No, you thought that we were trying to eliminate Bucky Barnes, but it was really just to get you away from the Avengers and SHIELD because we want you back." That was kinda interesting to me right there. Um, but how do y'all feel about Nick Fury, he has all the secrets in the world. They did not let, Carter know that Steve was possibly still alive. Him and back in the day and again, okay, Bucky was older 'cause, Bucky was a important figure in this. And I was about to say, how did he live this long? But he was an old man, and so I can kinda give him that, a little bit. He was secretary or over some type of council or something like that. But do y'all think that Nick Fury was wrong for not telling the secret of, that Steve could still possibly be alive or that he was responsible for all of these deaths over the decades? That's something that I would wanna know. The Hydra Stomper kept him alive, and it's literally a Hydra Stomper. Think Winter Soldier 'cause he used those things to taking people or organization down throughout the years. Right, right, right. We're all saying thank you. We're all saying the same thing. I think he still should have had the serum in him, because they froze Bucky. That's what kept him alive all through the years, and they kept resetting his brain, but you just can't freeze a normal human, you know? He had the serum in him as well. Same thing with the main Steve Rogers or whatever. But it was nice to see, Bucky alive, but he still should have been older because this is in World War II, ended in '45. They making Bucky look like he's 60, 65 years old. The man should have been, much older than that. Let's see here, let me do my math real quick. Let's just say they enlisted in the army when they was 18 years old. So, let's see here, we're gonna do 2014. So 2014 minus 1945. Okay, that's 69 years old. So Bucky should have been 18. Bucky should have been at least 87, 90 years old in this episode. He should have been pushing 80, at least 80 years old, you know what I'm saying? Uh, so he looks damn good to be 80, and I'm being generous with age. And I know I'm kinda nitpicking right here, a lot, uh, but also Peggy fighting the Hydra Stomper in this episode, like, when Steve was flying up the flight of stairs, she just jumped down the shaft and hit him with the shield, and then there was in the hallway as well. Man, she was hitting him with all types of stuff, nimble as hell. But I'm also thinking, like, excuse me, her vibranium shield is essentially the whole suit of Steve Rogers, the Hydra Stomper. So for her to be able to keep up with that and just deck him as many times as she could is really interesting to me. You know, I know I'm nitpicking a lot, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna nitpick the hell out of last episode. I have fun with it, but yeah, wait for my commentary there. You know, um, But, this was an interesting plan that they had right here because I really thought that they were trying to eliminate Bourne, but of course, we found out later on that, it was a farce or whatever. But how did y'all feel about the choreography though, and all the fights between Peggy and the Hydra Stomper? I thought it was quite nice. I did, and, they take him back, they reset him, trying to wake him up, and, I did not know if Steve was, if he had control or not. I do like how they mimic the story with Winter Soldier because in that film, he did not have full control over everything. He was back and forth and back as far as if he had control of his mind. So I do like they kept that consistent, you know. I like the tie-in with the railroad. Me too. I do too. I just don't know what they are trying to prove with the OP girl power. Does it feel a bit forced to you? Let me know. I think so. I mean, I think that's what you're saying. He did that in the live action, kept secrecy. No, this is true. This is true. Didn't divulge until he felt it was necessary. Yes, but they can also ruin relationships with people. I mean, they're not gonna trust you, and you have to trust the people that you're fighting for, that you're fighting with, and putting your life on the line. But you're not wrong. You're not. That whole ep with Peggy and Ned and the widows, etcetera, the choreography was amazing. I had to rewind. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But I do have a couple of things to say, but about it. But they go to this abandoned Kremlin base, like an American town. And I don't think I could have lasted 10 seconds in there. You got all these robotics and prosthetics and mannequins. That is creepy as hell, man. I wouldn't have been able to function. Now, I did get a little laugh talking about Steve was like, "Hey, I just put a word out to the Red Room. I told them that I'm broken, I need some repairs, so they'll be here in a little bit." And I think Peggy, he have some time. And Peggy was like, "Oh, yes, we have some time. We never have time." And they just look at each other's eyes, and Black Widow is in the middle of them. She's like, "Okay, let me go find a lemonade stand. This is awkward." Oh, yeah, that would have been kinda awkward for me too. Like, damn, like, okay, y'all can get your little smooch on, your little session on. Let me go over here and go hug on the robotics or whatever. But to be honest with you, it's interesting that do y'all feel that the Hydra Stomper was going in and out of control the whole time, or do you think that Steve was lying that the Red Room had control over him the whole time? The reason why I ask is because when all of those mannequins came to life and was trying to shoot them, to incapacitate them, the Hydra Stomper was protecting them and fighting some of the robots as well. If the goal was for them to capture, Peggy Carter and Black Widow, that would have been completely unnecessary. You wouldn't have had to, fake it that much to that degree, so, I don't know. Do y'all think you think he had some control or that the Red Room had control over him the whole time? Let me know. And post comments to some destinations. Um Now, they also have the Red Room in here floating in the sky, their version of the helicarrier. One of of course, that's from the Black Widow film that came out in 2020. I wish we would've got more of that in the film and in this episode right here because I thought that was cool. But also, I'm just kinda thinking to myself, like, how was they able to do it without SHIELD finding out? I mean, the world is pretty big, the sky is pretty big, and they are smart and capable, but it always just crossed my mind as well. But everybody is goes from good to bad, from bad to good in these what if episodes, man. I mean, this time Elena is evil, she's the bad guy. She is the antagonist, and it's like, "No, we had you control over the whole time." Now, one of my nitpicks, though, is you had the Hydra Stomper, you had Milena, you had at least 6, 7 other Black Widows versus 2 people. Now, I know Black Widow is the best Black Widow, and I know that Peggy Carter is that girl, but I feel like they should have been able to take them down a little bit. And for all of the Black Widows to be shooting at Black Widow as well. I'm like, "Okay, I thought you were trying to capture her. You trying to kill her?" I don't know, man, like, Black Widow versus all of them, like, it's just I just kinda feel like that was a stretch, even if she is the best out of all of them, the perfect assassin killing machine. I still thought they should have been able to get a good handle on her. But am I tripping? Am I nagging too much? Y'all let me know. I don't think I am, but that's just me. But earlier, when we started this broadcast and I was talking about Peggy Carter, like, man, Steve Rogers in the MCU, the live action MCU, he has never accomplished a number of the feats that Peggy Carter was able to do in this episode. When they were in the garage and the Hydra Stomper, he was hitting her with a car, not pushing the car into her or it brushing against her leg. He picked it up off the ground and flung it on her, like, hit her in the side. He threw it over on the top of her, and she was just able to get up. I mean, I know she had the shield, but come on. And then at one point, he threw the car at her, and she was able to duck under it and flip it back. I'm like, "Come on now. That's crazy." The most that Steve was ever able to do in the live action was hold that little guardrail and hold the plane and show him flexing. And, Civil War, it was still entertaining though. The choreography was dope, but I'm like, "Damn, hey, where how many injections of the super soldier serum did she get? 'Cause she is really going ham right now." You know what I'm saying? She is really going ham. But like Layla said earlier, later uninterrupted, the choreography was nice. I cannot lie. It was entertaining. I did enjoy it for the most part. What is going on, One Journey? Happy New Year to you. New Year to you. Wow, abusive aggression towards women, someone enjoyed. She was doing way too much. Yes, she was doing a lot. She was doing a lot. And, when Milena got into the fight and, started kicking butt at the end, I was kinda saying to myself, "Okay, Milena, you should have did this a long time ago." Milena may be better than Black Widow, than Scarlet, than Natasha is, her movie name. She hit her with the 3 knees in the face, elbow, kick, boom, boom. I was like, "Damn, that's what's up right there." But Hydra Stomper and Peggy, they fighting, and "I don't wanna fight no more, Steve. This is not us. I love you, baby. We're gonna fix you, and we're gonna have babies, and grow old together, and live happily ever after." This dude just say, "F it," and just going like, "I wanna kill myself," and then just flying the to the red room upstairs, and well, I said upstairs, floating in the sky. I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" But Peggy, she shoots the grappling hook, ties it up on Yelena. And guys, remember Yelena, since Scarlet Witch is dead and not Scarlet Witch, excuse me, since Black Widow is dead, Natasha's dead in the MCU, Milena may take her place. But yeah, the Hydra Stomper Steve tries to kill himself, blows up the Red Room. Maybe he hit the ejectocito right before he died or he crashed into it, but that would kill him anyway. So I think he's dead. And Steve is dead. Hydra Stomper is dead, and also Yelena. Or Milena, excuse me, I keep saying Yelena, it's Milena. Um, and that's tragic. Necessary, but tragic, and I'm not mad at it at all. But right after this is when they start mixing of the 2, and guess what? Scarlet Witch she opens up a portal towards the end of the episode, and she captures Peggy Carter, and I was saying to myself, "What the hell is going on here? What are they doing?" Yeah. We got some I don't see nobody else spamming. We got some more spammers. So let's see here. Yeah, they did make her tab more than Steve, which was interesting. Yeah, that was crazy. 1602 was my least favorite. Okay, okay. She was very overpowered in the whole series to be honest. Yeah, she was. We're talking about Peggy Carter. I'm like, goodness gracious. This is even if it was Steve, I'm not just saying it because it's a woman, but I at least want them to keep it consistent. So but when Scarlet Witch had captured, Peggy, and then we saw Nick Fury pop up, I was like, "What is going on? I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next." Yeah, this is good. I am enjoying myself, so but that is the end of episode 5 of season 2 of What If, titled, "What If Captain Carter Fought the Hydra Stomper. So you guys let me know what y'all think about that one as well down in the description, not in the description, in the comment section in the chat. I would really appreciate it. All right. Y'all bear with me one second. I just want to take a sip of water real quick. Talking a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But guys, now we are going to let me read this comment first. I guess you can say since she was alive longer than Steve, she got a better grasp of how it feels. Good point, Gwendolyn. That's a good point. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ride with that right there. We're gonna ride with that right there. And let me see, is anybody saying anything over in Instagram? All right. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So you're just letting me know that everybody let me say hello to my Instagram people. Hello, IG fam. Hello, IG JMO. JOM fam. There we go. All right. See if that pops up anywhere. But we have episode 6 right here, guys. A brand new character that was introduced. This character, to my understanding, does not exist in the MCU at all. Season 2, episode 6. What if Kahori reshaped the world? A Mohawk woman ventures into the waters of the Forbidden Lake to help save her people. And guys, with this one here, I did enjoy this episode. I liked it a lot. Other than what her powers are per se, and I will talk about that more in a little bit because I don't want her biting off of what other characters have done in the MCU and what's to come in the future. What I mean by that is, we've had Quicksilver. He died in Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, but I do feel that he's coming back. But also the speedster that was in the Eternals and any other speedster. But essentially, she got the power of the Tesseract, and that's pretty cool right there. But one of the reasons why I did enjoy this episode, guys, is I don't know nothing about this character. I have 0 expectations for this. 0, none, nada, zada. So, it's no complaints. No complaints. I really like this episode. I like the new character they introduced. Right, right. I just no expectation. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was gonna happen. It was just brand new, you know? Yep, new character. Section 8, I love this character, but T'Challa and Storm's son has this power in the comics. Really? Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But essentially this is this is, some native Indians. They are speaking Mohawk. And I've never heard of that before. I don't know if that is a real language or not, but you guys can let me know if you are familiar with that. But this took place a few hundred years ago, to my understanding. And what I like about the episode is they kept it. It wasn't in English. Kahori didn't speak English until episode 9 of What If. So I don't mind reading subtitles at all. And what I do like about her character is she is fearless. She does look feminine, but she has masculine traits to her as well when it's necessary, and I think that's dope as hell. I think that's cool. If you're familiar with me, what I like, my personality and stuff, I always say I love a good woman, that can kick ass, and she doesn't appear that way at first because, of course, we have Peggy Carter and Black Widow. They look feminine too, but just off top, you know that they can kick ass. And here, she has, her I don't know what you can call it, a dress or a gown or something like that. So you just don't you just it's just not revealed to you, like, what she's about. Is she like a damsel in distress and only gains her confidence when she gains new powers and abilities, or has she always had it? I think it's always been in her, within her. She just kinda got like a boost, you know, because she was fearless to go into, this forest here and see what it's about. But even before that, though, we got the tale of the cycle of Ragnarok in Asgard. I forgot exactly what character it was at the very, very beginning, but they had the Tesseract, the Cosmic Cube, and, in the comics, I don't think they call it the Tesseract, I think they call it the Cosmic Cube, the Space Stone, and, Surtur, the Fire Demon, excuse me, destroys Asgard, and instead of the Tesseract going to Earth or going somewhere else, it goes to their land over here and empowers their land. It's kinda like the vibranium rock that fell in Wakanda, the mountainside, and, souped up all of their land. But it's in the water, it's in the soil, it's in the plants, it's in the air, it's everywhere, And of course, we've all been, familiar with these, conquerors here, these colonizers from Spain. Conquistador Alfonso, he got word they're trying to discover the new world, you know, Christopher Columbus type of, evil people, just trying to take over. "Hey, we heard you got something that we could potentially want. Give it to us now, or we're gonna kill you and we'll take you hostage." Just evil, 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 evil. No, we don't wanna borrow it. We don't wanna take a sample of it and see if we can duplicate it. We just wanna take it. It's ours. We just wanna take everything, you know? That's crazy to me. It's crazy, but that's just how some people are, always will be, unfortunately. But I thought it was pretty cool, man. The Space Stone is about space, and it's powerful as hell. It can transport you anywhere in the universe, but it is the power of this fell at the bottom of this lake and then transports all of these native people, oh, sorry, into a foreign land, another dimension per se, where they got all the powers of the Tesseract. Like kind of like another Wakanda in a sense, you know? And, they chilling. They're like, "Man, we don't starve no more. We don't get hurt. We just always stay young. We can heal ourselves. We can, we got powers. It's cool." But, they forgot who they are for some reason. But Kahori doesn't like that. There's just something about her. She feels loyal to her people. Like, "Man, this is not heaven. This is a prison." You know? I feel like this can make us lazy and irresponsible, and she's not necessarily wrong either. Now, I wanna hear from y'all, everybody, all 56 people watching. If you were Kahori, would you wanna stay in this new Neverland that you done found, or would you wanna get back to your people? Or would you, I don't know, maybe wanna have a little six-month vacation? You know? I think I forgot there was a movie like that, where these tourists had found this island that nobody discovered, and there was, like, maybe less than 20 of them, and they never wanted to leave because they can just do what they want. It was just free food, free water, and, they ended up bumping heads, but yeah, reminds you of Killmonger. I'm going back to take out them slave masters. I ain't mad at you, I love that. I would have done the same as she did. Right on, right on. Happy New Year. Um, but they had to, this is a new character, they had to find a way for us to love and respect her character, and they did just that by having her, be loyal to her people. Like, man, I could stay in this Never Land over here and literally not have a worry in the world and have all these Avatar: The Last Airbender powers and just chill, be in heavenly bliss. But she just felt that was irresponsible. She felt like, "No, I cannot not abandon my people, they're counting on me. Even if they're not counting on me, I can help them." So with her trying to jump to the top of the tree and, try to make the sticks to jump back into the portal was dope. I liked it a lot. And the other guy was saying, "Hey, man, we've all tried this before. Everybody's failed. The most that somebody has ever gotten is 14 steps, 14 steps, and they just continue to fall and bust their ass. So you keep going if you want to, but Imma go jump from tree to tree over here and chill." And that's exactly what he did. But she kept on trying, man, and, again, I'm not mad at her for that. I'm not mad at her for that. She was giving it her best. Now, when she finally reached her full potential, when they was hunting for the power fruits on the back of the giant buffalo, I really did like that scene as well. That was pretty entertaining to me. It seemed like that would be pretty fun. I would like to do that. Seemed like these people can run for days without getting tired. Hey, let me just turn on my powers real quick and run 50 miles, 100 miles an hour. That's dope. That is dope. I probably would have tried to ride on the back of one and just, pick them off and throw them out. Here you go, we got food forever, but yeah, her learning her powers right here and how do y'all feel about her powers? I mean, she's able to dang near do whatever she wants. She can run super fast. She can lift things with her mind, projectiles, shields, sometimes I like my superheroes to be somewhat limited, but, they just made some stuff up. That's in my hair, but they did a good job with it though. They did. I can't they did a decent job, and now she comes back and shares all of her riches with everybody. Like, "Hey, y'all only got 1 or 2 pieces? I got 50,000,000. Let me share." I would want to go back to my people and try to get back by any means to save them. You can't just forget about people you have memories with. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with you there. I do agree with you there. So, and the colonizers here, the, conquistador, Alfonso, they finally find the Fountain of Youth. They're trying to take hostages. She took out Killmonger quick. That was crazy being, "Hey, you jumping too far here. You jumped too far here." We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. But I also just found it interesting, man, that, like, once the terrorists fell through the portal, first thing they do, "Hey, let's just shoot these people." Like, what? And what kinda bothered me, though, is when Kahori used her powers to stop the bullets, the other people there, okay, you see them attacking you, and you still don't wanna fight back? We don't wanna go. We're here, we're peaceful, we're not warriors. No, we got away from that world. These people just tried to shoot you. Were you closing your eyes the whole time and putting peanut butter in your ear? You couldn't hear anything as well? That did not make any sense. But Roy was motivated, man. She was like, "Look, Imma use my powers here," um, and she was able to bring the portal down to her. So she had mastered her stuff over everybody, and I love that. She gave her little superhero speech, came back and wrecked shop. She just in there with her powers. Yeah. Throwing people left and right. I loved it right there, man. Don't give me no powers. Do not get guys, if I get the powers of Kohori, we will have our reparations tomorrow. And I wouldn't even have to kill nobody either. I don't know if that's necessary. That'd be out of self-defense. Man, but the way that she handled these men on the beach, I was like, "Hell yeah." I think I was laying down the first time I watched this, and when she, started using all of her powers on them evil terrorists, I sat up in my seat like, "You go, Kohori. I don't know who you are, but I like you." Alright, these, frames are pinching my ear, my glasses, so I have to make a quick adjustment. But I like that, man. She using her power for good, and Mr. Alfonso was like, "Man, we gotta bring out the big guns." This dude, he shot a cannon and hit her in the face, and it still didn't phase her. Well, it knocked her down, but, you know, that looked like it hurt like a mug. Mm. But I like that her people still showed up for her, man. I really do. It was really entertaining to me that when all of her people came back, and they just that aerial shot of them rushing across the sand, rushing across the water, and storming all of the ships with the trails of blue light behind them was dope. I don't know what the hell was wrong with Conquistador Alfonso there, but for the fact for him to try to grab Kahori's leg, he should have just played dead. But man, when she turned around and palm blasted him into the sand, I was like, "Oh, hell yeah. This is what's up right here. Ultimate death, you deserve all of that right there." I loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. This episode was good. Like I told my friends, if you couldn't get into it, they have an English version. Oh, they do? I did not know that. I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you, Layla. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But yeah, she comes and saves the day, and I thought the episode was over. But then when they go back to Spain and then they go into the courthouse and it's like, "Look, man, we don't want no beef, excuse me, but if you keep messing with us, we're gonna just destroy all your stuff." Men tried to attack Hori, took the spears, threw it up on the roof, flung them to the side. She's still over here. The queen over here still talking shit. I am ordained to rule you. By who? I mean, the arrogance, just the audacity of this white supremacist mindset is just beyond me. All dude was like, "Queen, we have not heard from our people. I think you lost the new." That's impossible. I have some of the strongest soldiers, but man, the way they made it interesting in the court hall, the banquet, I loved it. That was perfect. They all glowing and stuff. I mean, at some point in time, you really have to humble yourself and be like, "Okay, I am not gonna win here. I am gonna lose. I need to stop talking and shut my mouth." But no, she didn't wanna do that. She did not wanna do that, and she got her butt whooped. And then Doctor Strange comes, "Hey, Supreme Strange, hey, I've been looking for you." So we got 2 episodes in a row where we got these major crossovers, and I'm saying to myself, "Okay, first of all, last episode we had Black Widow, but Scarlet Witch and Nick Fury stealing Peggy away. Then the next one, we got Doctor Strange coming. I'm like, what's going on? What are they cooking up? Last episode, the season finale. You guys let me know what y'all think in that comment section. But that is the end of episode 6. Again, I really did like the title. What if Corey reshaped the world? Let me know what you thought about this episode down in the comment section below, whether you're watching this via live or the replay. Likely different tribes slash tribal lineage, but I did wonder if this episode of character is connected to Echo somehow. Really liked her. I didn't even think about that, Sam, but that's a great observation too. And we are gonna find out in a few days. They actually gonna be sending out subpoenas for, Echo, I think the first I don't know, I can't remember, first episodes or 4, I think I'm getting 4, something like that, so I'll be covering that as well in some capacity, but yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about episode 6. I really did enjoy it. I did. But y'all, episode 7, woo! Episode 7, is one of my favorites of the show so far. Do y'all know why? If you know me, you know it's because it kinda had that martial arts, little, lore to it. But this is what season 2, episode 7, titled "What If Hela Found the 10 Rings?" Hela stripped of her powers and banished to Earth, comes across a new source of power, the 10 Rings. Yes, this was, again, one of my favorite episodes, and I'll tell you why, it's because of the training aspect, the montage of training, I really do like that. I like when a character starts here and they elevate themselves through hard work and dedication over amount of time. That is kung fu, you know what I'm saying? I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Then you mix that with, Asgardian stuff, Thor, Odin, Hela, Loki, all of that, and you it's just the best of both worlds. But this episode really should have been called Odin is a Hater, and I'll get to that a bit later. But he's also kind of a bad guy in my opinion. With all the power they had, they're going around torturing people, ruling over, conquering all 9 realms. "Hey, we want the 9 realms to be like this," and he just decides, "I want to be good one day," but Hela wants to keep going. Yeah, you can't do that, Hela, but I mean, I don't know. Do y'all really feel like Odin was trying to create peace over the realms or just trying to conquer it, like, "I wanna be the leader"? Because Hela did say that in Thor 3, in Thor Ragnarok. She did make that point, like, "Where do you think this man got all this gold? You think they just gave it to us? No, we killed a whole bunch of people." But Hela, and in the film version, of course, this was Thor that was arrogant and cocky and got banished to Earth, and now it's Hela that got banished to Earth. But in this one, she lost her powers, she lost her helmet, and she ran into Wen Yu. This episode was good too, yes. It's one of my favorites right here. Good episode. It went in a completely different direction with Hela than I expected. Right. Thank you, Eugene. Hela was hella funny as well. Yes, she was. I didn't expect Hela to become a good guy. That was shocking, but I enjoyed her journey. I really did. And I mean, she's so arrogant and cocky. It was so nice to see her, be humbled at the very beginning because she's like, "I'm Hela, the goddess of death. Oh my god, my crown don't work." Then she tried to, summon her swords. I was like, "Okay, she finna get her butt whooped." But then, no, she still threw down. She still was able to box the fight a little bit, and I like that. Even the way that Winwu did his superhero landed when he was at the top of the crater and he flipped down, "I'm Winwu. You should fear me, woman." I liked all that. I really did. Now, he does need to have some control over his Johnson because Hela was seducing him without even trying. I'm like, "Bro, why?" And, that's a critic like, even now, Winwu is trying to woo her, you know, trying to, you know, make her his best companion and train her, teach her all the secrets. For what? What did she do to deserve this? And then also when she got to the, Ta Lo through the moving magical forest towards the end, like, she shows up with an attitude, and y'all just wanna teach her all the secrets. That's the only thing I did not like about the episode. Now, me doing this whole live broadcast, I've been nitpicking this and that and all of that, but other than that I just mentioned, I have no nitpicks with this episode at all. I really did like it. But I also like the lines with dialogue. Winwu was, like, "I recognize power quite well, okay? I know you know how to fight. You're a former royalty in some way, why don't you just stand by my side and we can rule together?" Yeah, I think that was a good idea on his part. I don't know. I mean, I think he should have made her try to work for it a little bit more because he was impressed that all of his men, tried to attack her and she was able to beat them. And so, maybe maybe he like women that can kick ass like me, you know? But again, the shot of them standing on the balcony and then all of their men out there training, but, "Hey, man, this the world is plagued with evil forces out there. I was blessed with these 10 rings to try to protect my people." I like that. And it would have been nice for her to oblige him, for her to Hela to accept his offer, but she tried to knock this dude out and steal his rings too. That was weird. Like, damn, Hela don't wanna make no friends nowhere. Like, where was you gonna go? Where was you gonna escape to? You didn't even have a plan until that little beast thing, popped up and was like, "Hey, follow me over here. I can get you out of here." So, I don't know, but maybe she just like, "This is a window of opportunity. He's close to me. He got his guard down. He's trying to kiss me. Let me knock him out real quick." Well, I guess she tried to steal the 10 rings, so that's a good enough plan right there. Try to steal the 10 rings and, then she can do whatever she wants. Because she was able to take down his men, but she only got captured because of the 10 rings, and so that was her only obstacle, so I guess that kinda does make sense. She said, "Hey, let's go across the lands, and, these people still do show loyalty to my father Odin in Asgard. Maybe they can bear arms with me." But I think there was a line where she said, "It's gonna be a year's journey on a horse. They're traveling across the world?" That's quite a lot right there. It is quite a lot, but now I know me, I wouldn't have been able to make it to that forest. I would have me and the horse probably would have tripped and fell, and we would have got crushed by all the bamboo sticks, or, it wouldn't it wouldn't have worked out for me, but no, I'm teasing. Um, and she goes into the other dimension of Ta Lo, and Heimdall lost her sight because it's in another dimension. And of course, we know this world right here, from Shang-Chi. What did Shang-Chi come out, 2020 or 2021? I really didn't I enjoyed that movie. That was one of the better ones that came out of Phase 4. It could have been better. I still have my nitpicks, but I had fun with that one. Did y'all enjoy Shang-Chi? Let me know down in that comment section. But yeah, when she gets here to Ta Lo, man, they just want to teach her all the secrets. Like, why? I just "Hey, you're a foreigner. You came in here with an attitude. You have potential. I don't care if you have potential. Are you dangerous?" Of course she is. Let's teach her all the secret stuff. And, I would want to learn how to summon and control flaming knives as well too. I'm not mad at her about it. Yeah, I wanna learn this, okay? But instead of flowers, can we do knives or flames? Or how about knives with flame? That's pretty dope. Now, I cannot wait for the MC when MC reveals where the 10 rings come from. Is it related to Kang? Is it related to somewhere else? Because when Hemdall was talking to Odin, like, "Hey, sir, I'm sorry, but Hela, she's out of my vision. I can't see her no more. I don't know what she's doing. Is she dead? I don't know, sir. But there is a being on Earth with these 10 rings, and that's powerful. That can even kill God." Okay, why don't you just observe then and see if Wenwu is going around doing horrible things? But just the thought of a mortal having these powers rub Odin the wrong way. He wanna go down there and wreck shop. I don't like that about Odin. I like Shang-Chi, they gave it crap, but the movie was good for an origin story. This is true. This is very true. Thank you for the comment. Now, while Hela is training with the teacher here, I think it's Jaya or Jawei, I can't remember her name. I like that she had all of the red cloths flying around her, and she was just trying to like, "Okay, this power that you're seeking, like, what's the point? Like, what is your end goal? What is your objective?" I wanna overtake Winwood. Why? So I can get his 10 rings. Why? So I can take his 10 rings and attack my daddy. Why? So after I attack my daddy, I can overthrow the throne and continue my conquest. Okay, why? What you gonna do after that? So I can have peace, so I can have full control of my life. I like how she broke that down. That was pretty cool, right there. I did like I did like that. I did like that. And she had a little flashback too of everything. And that's what woke her up. And she was able to master the style and learn everything. I liked the little tai chi and the move she did where she spinned around and got the bow stick, took it from her. That was cool. I really did like that. This was one of my favorite episodes. And even when she first arrived in Ta Lo, how Jaya was hitting her with all the palm blast, slapping her around. It's not only is it just cool, it looks badass. I just like the level of discipline that goes with it as well. But I will say that this was a badass fight between them. That was MCU therapy? Right. Good comment, good comment, good comment. But Odin comes down and just wants to attack them. Well, Odin wrong for this. Odin is a hater. I like that Winwu was able to hold it down, man. Hold it down and whoop some of these Asgardians with these 10 rings. And then Hela came with her new powers as well. But it was such a beautiful shot when Hela and Wenwu were back to back and all of the Asgardians were charging at them. He shot his 10 rings, boom. She shot a palm blast, boom, and opened up a pathway like Moses part of the Red Sea, and it was in slow motion, and you saw Odin in the background. Damn, that was a badass shot right there. I think they used that in the trailer and the marketing material. And when I was saying to myself, I cannot wait to see this episode because this episode did not disappoint. Now, I've seen it twice now, and the first time I saw it, it did not make sense to me how Hela was able to eclipse Odin. But as far as the Asgardian weaponry goes, of course, Thor holds Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, but Odin has his own weapon as well. Is it Gangir or Gangir? I do like the name of the weapon. I do like seeing Odin somewhat in his prime a bit. This was a badass fight right here, man. They kept trying to disarm him, but he had them powers. Come here, and was able to summon his weapon back, the spear. It was dope. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Man, let me have 10 rings of power. And let me ask you this, what if you could only pick one weapon or one power, what would it be? Would you wanna have the powers of Odin and his weapon, the new powers of abilities of, Hela, or all of the martial arts skills and the 10 rings that Wenwu had? Yes, Quinlan is what yeah, I'm taking the 10 rings. It's just something that's cool about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Uh, uh, them 10 rings, it seem like you can do a lot with them. It seemed like you can do a lot. It seemed like, especially when you finally master them, that you can really do a hell of a lot with those 10 rings. So, I really did like that. But, yeah, this was a dope ass scene right here. They really did think this through. I kinda think Do y'all think are y'all happy with the outcome as well of, of them losing? Because Odin is a powerful mother effer. He's a powerful mofo. But Hela is an Asgardian as well, even though she did not have her Asgardian powers. And Wenwu is a normal human being as well. Knows martial arts, but he has the powers of the gods as well. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think it was a good balance? The first time I saw it, I was just like, I don't know. I think that Odin still should have won, but I'm not sure. I may be nitpicking a bit much, but it was damn good. And the thing about it is, what's up, Wicked Gems? What can you watch this on? Disney Plus. You got Disney Plus? Disney Plus. At first, when Hela beat Odin, I was like, "How in the hell are you gonna surpass your daddy?" But she earned her Asgardian powers back, right? So, that gave her power. Now, of course, she should not be stronger than her daddy at that point in time, but she also had the new abilities that she learned from Tallow that made her souped up. I don't think that that should have made her more powerful than Odin, maybe at the same level at the most, but it was still cool though, to see her all in white and, powered up, transforming and all of that. I just it was good, but I just still don't think that she should have been able to beat Odin. It's just a bit much, but she got her crown back, man. She got the new powers, and she was able to dethrone Odin. She was able to take his weapon away. I was like, "Hey, man, if you want the throne, it's yours. You earned it." That was nice of him to say as well, but see, I think the combination of the 2 power sets are what did it. Maybe because yeah, Wenwu did have the rings, and he did punch Odin hard in the face, you know, but and maybe that weakened him a bit because they didn't hit him at one time, but it was still dope. But Odin is a hater, and he needs to be ashamed of himself. But what was cool was that the Asgardians and Winwood's people, they created an alliance. There was not gonna be conquerors, there was gonna be liberators across the cosmos, and they went and kicked Thanos' butt. Thanos has been getting his ass whooped this whole season. The Mad Titan has been getting his ass whooped. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm loving it. You know what I'm saying? But episode 7 was one of my favorites. So, guys, that's What If season 2, episode 7. Out of What If Hela found the 10 rings. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, whether you watch this via live or in the replay. All right, guys, we got 2 episodes left. 2 episodes left. And what did y'all think about what did y'all think about that? Any comments? Any comments? No. Let me look. Odin was proud of Hela and stepped down. Okay, okay. Don't forget, don't forget, get Odin had to take the Odin sleep to recharge his powers. Okay, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that. One moment, guys. Let me take another sip of water real. All this talking got my throat parched, the dry. But guys, this is What If season 2, episode 8, titled "What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602." Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I first saw this, I was like, I don't want to see this. This seems kind of weird. I don't want to see them in 1602. What the hell? But it was fun though. Captain Carter tries to undo the anomaly that strands familiar heroes and villains in 1602. You guys let me know what y'all thought about this episode as well. But we got all the Avengers together, and this is where the ending of episode 5 makes sense. It was Black Widow and Peggy Carter together, and Scarlet Witch steals her away, and we get to see why. Now, at the beginning of this episode, there are portals in the sky, rifts, in the sky that are opening up green and stealing people away. And initially, the first time I saw it, I was like, "What is going on? Who is doing this right here?" What a like, and to my understanding, I think it was Supreme Strange doing it, taking people away. It's interesting, but you guys let me know. Um, Quentin says, "This is my least favorite." Why is that, Quentin? This was great. Loki had me dying. Yeah, Loki did have me dying. I did like the spin of some of the characters though, like Steve being Robin Hood, right? Excuse me, and some of the spin of other characters, but still my least favorite of them. Loki was hilarious in this. And so, what also confuses me is like when Loki was getting sucked up into the rift in the sky, it was Captain Carter that jumped to save the day. And then when Hela got sucked up into the rift, it was Captain Carter that saved the day. Even Thor himself was like, "You're up." No, that was Nick Fury was like, "Hey, Captain, you're up." Why was nobody else there, have the abilities to go and rescue people floating in the sky? Can't Thor fly? I mean, maybe he didn't wanna get sucked up either. I mean, I don't know, they just I know that they captured her to for help, but it's just like, why? You have so many other powerful characters. It's just weird, you know? So, Gwendolyn, if you say this is your least favorite, I don't blame you. But it at least was choreographed quite nice. I did like that. But what I also liked is, of course, we got a lot of Jeffrey Wright in here as the Watcher. I love the fact that he was actually able to communicate with Peggy Carter as well. He's narrating, and she's like, "You know, I can hear you, right?" So that was pretty cool right there too. I like that kind of breaking of the fourth wall a little bit. And he was honest, like, I mean, his job has to really suck. You know, he just like count sometimes all of these universes are just meant to die. So he just sits back and watches trillions of people dying every day, and that's his day job. He can't do nothing. He just gotta watch it and have mental notes and stuff. But he's like, "Hey, let me you don't belong here. Okay, let me take you back to your universe. And this is too much going on that I know you don't understand." She's like, "No, my tomeline and this timeline is smushed together. You gotta unsmush them." He's like, "Impressive." He's like, "Look, you don't gotta worry about it though. This is not your fight." And she's just like, "But still, I'm here. Let me do what I can." I like her character for that. Thor was lazy. Yeah, he was. It was entertaining, but not as good as some of the others. I got you. I got you. But now Scarlet Witch is just saying, "Hey, even my abilities, I can't figure this out, but we got this forerunner here. He will be able to tell where all of these rifts in the sky are coming from and why our universe is falling apart." Again, I just think that's Stephen Strange doing that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Yeah, the Watcher story, origin story is tragic. I don't even know the Watcher's origin story. Y'all let me know. But again, while this episode was entertaining, it was just weird, man, just seeing all of these people that live in 1602, it's just like, why? Like, if you were just to read the title of the show, of this episode, it would have made more sense to me if, yeah, you had Avengers that was in 1602, but it was a completely different a batch of characters that we never heard of, like, these were the people that was actually alive during that time that had to come together to stop the evil force. But that's just me, though. And did y'all like Tony Stark in this right here? He was still smart. He was able to build a thing at the end. He's just like, "Oh, man, I've never heard of these words before, arc reactor and flux capacitor." He was getting a little kick out of that. I like that. That was kinda funny. That was kinda cool. Heard of a device that can power, I don't know, I think he said like 10 motherships or something like that. And that's where we get Bucky Barnes, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, and Steve Rogers is back as Captain Hood or Rogers Hood, you know what I'm saying? Section 8. I did like Hogan in this one too. He was funny to me. He was funny to me. It was funny to me. Now, I can't remember who said it earlier, but there was, like, the Steve and the the Steve and the, Peggy Carter romance thing did get a bit annoying. Every time they see each other, they're looking at each other's eyes like, "Oh my god, I love you, babe." That was funny. That was funny. And Long Live Chris is snacking on some Cheetos. I just saw that. That's what's up right there. But, they hightail it out of there, and they having some drinks and all that. But I will say, though, let me see. How did Bucky have that armor back in 1602? That's a good question. How did they have everything in this episode, Quinlan? You're not wrong. You're right. How did they have the shrinking technology? How was Happy still able to transform into the Hulk? How did Stark build the machine that he did? I mean, Ant-Man is shrinking, with the Pym particles, you had the Yellow Jacket shrinking in here. I don't know. This season 2 was good. Some of it was great. Some of it didn't make any darn sense, but it was still entertaining. Divine Existence, this episode was confusing, but it made complete sense in the end. Excuse me, it was confusing, but I wanna hear your commentary on how it made sense in the end because I still don't know how it made sense to me, and I would love your explanation. Yeah, I was wondering about that too. No, I love the Romeo and Juliet theme. Okay, I got you, I got you. Strange did all of this, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Strange that was making the rifts in the sky. I think it was him. I could be wrong, but I think it was him. I think it was him. But what made this episode great though, was it was some badass choreography and fighting with the swords, with the shield. I think this is the first time we saw Peggy Carter with the shield and the sword too, so I dug it. I did like that part. I did like that part a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. Definitely strange. Yeah, they did the homework as far as the fighting and all that. And it's nice to see Peggy and Steve fight back to back as well, you know? And another thing that's interesting is he was still adoring her because his version of her died in that timeline, but he should have known, like, "Okay, you're not my woman. I still love you, you look the same, but you're not mine." But he was kinda treating her like she was the same person. Now I forgot the name of this creature here, this robot, this figure from Asgard that showed up as well. Was it called the Destroyer or something like that? I can't remember it, but it was from Asgard in Thor 1, and his whole face turns to fire, and he be blasting stuff out. What is that character's name? It's not even a character, it's not a s well, it's not necessarily a sentient being, kinda more like a robot cyborg type thing. He almost blasts Ant-Man in the face a number of times. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. I just can't think of his name, but, yeah, this episode was all over the place as far as does it make sense or not, you know? A lot of it didn't, but, it was still entertaining, though. And so Peggy gets locked up for no reason. The Watcher comes in. Are you watching right now? Yeah, yeah, his version was based on Maid Marian. Yeah, that's right, that's right. And, Peggy breaks out of there. I have to fight. The Watcher telling her like, "Hey, chill again. This is not your fight. I can take you back to your universe," you know? And, she breaks out of there and she gets the Hulk out of there too. And I do like this version of the Hulk. She rides him on the back like he's a horse or something like that. But they get the plan and Tony Stark, he has his little magical machine. They're like, "Hey, we gotta get the scepter. We gotta get the Time Stone to power this up. It can find the Forerunner and get your boy out of here." And so that is interesting to me right there. But they're at the banquet here, and then again, while nothing made sense, this is still entertaining while he's fighting it these fights. Now, I thought when Steve punched the Thanos Time Stone, everything went crazy and tossed everyone in the past. Apparently, that's what happened. Apparently, that is what happened. Um, 'cause I was going to address that, you know. Now, how did y'all feel about, Hogan? Did y'all think it was silly when Hogan got mad because his feather got cut off, and then he turned into the Hulk, and then he fought the Hulk? I think the Hulk shoulda just destroyed him. Maybe got a little leaky in the tube, gave him a little hard time, been annoying, but, it the original Hulk should have, just destroyed his ass, you know, but I'm not mad at that. I also think it was pretty cool the weapon that Thor had as well. He had a sword made out of vibranium, and I forgot the name of the weapon that they called it, and Loki up there being silly as well, but trying to see what is the name of this weapon that Thor has, 'cause I liked it. Hand over the scepter. So this dude got this scepter that he didn't even use really, and this vibranium sword. Oh, it's vibranium. A coronation gift from the king of Wakanda. Yeah, I'd rather have that. Now, Gwendolyn, would you rather have Thor's vibranium sword or you still want them 10 rings? Oh, no, I still want them 10 rings. Them 10 rings are quite nice. No. But I am not mad at, Scarlet Witch for, like, "Look, man, I can't hold this little blade, this little rift open no more." They're trying to help give him the scepter so we can make this machine work. You know what I'm saying? Now, earlier in this live stream, I complained because I thought that episode 3 was a little bit too goofy when it came to Darcy in their dire need of trying to survive. But that was kind of the case here as well with Tony Stark because he's like, "Excuse me, I'm walking." I'm just like, "Okay, no jokes. Chill out." The Ebony Blade? I don't think it's called the Ebony Blade. I could be wrong though. Yes, they do need to recast T'Challa. Big time. The rings, I can do more with them than the sword. Right on. Gwendolyn, yeah, me and Gwendolyn, yeah, we right here. We're right here. But Tony, they get the scepter, they get the time stone, puts it in his machine, and makes Peggy Carter activate it. And we find out that Steve Rogers is the forerunner. I was saying to myself, bro, why didn't you say this a long time ago? That you were the one that's making a mess. But you're right, Divine Existence, when they go back to Avengers: Infinity War, that is why everybody appeared there, because when he button on the device that they made, everybody disappears there and just go something goes back to the normal timeline, and Peggy is the only one left there. She's at the bar, "Oh, I miss Steve, I miss my baby. We're never gonna have our private moment. Oh my god." She thinks the watch is coming up behind him, but no, it's Stephen Strange, Supreme Strange, like, "Hey, I got a story to tell you." So this is the 3rd time that Stephen Strange pops up. I'm like, "Hell yeah." Now, at first, when I saw this episode, I thought that was the end of the season because it said to be continued. So when I looked again and we had another episode coming, I was like, "Hell yeah, I like that." That could have been the Ebony Blade and got that could have been the Ebony Blade, God bringing the Midnight Suns Easter egg. Maybe, maybe. But guys, that is season 2 of What If, episode 8, titled What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602. Let me know if you liked it, if you hated it, or you're somewhere in between via the chat, via the comment section, whether you're watching this via live or via the replay. All right, guys, we are at the last episode right here, the season finale for episode 2. It's going down. Supreme Strange. All right. This is What If Season 2, Episode 9. What if Strange Supreme intervened? Strange asked Peggy to help with an adversary, but this demented sorcerer is keeping a secret from his old friend. Dun dun dun. What did y'all think about this episode right here, man? It was a lovely recap at the very, very beginning when Stephen Strange comes to recruit Peggy Carter. Peggy Carter is tired. She needs a nap and a bath. I've been going from timeline to timeline, from dimension to dimension, doing this and doing that. I saw Steve 50, 11 times and we can't be together. I don't wanna do no missions with you, Steven. I wanna go home. But Steven is reminiscing of her about Christine and all of his dark doings and how he got powered up trying to save her. And this I mean, I like this Strange Supreme or Supreme Strange because he's so damn powerful. Remember in season 1, I mean, the Sorcerer Supreme, he was already raw, but when he was trying to bring back his universe and bring back, Christine, doing all that dark magic for a long time and powered up and powered up and powered up and powered up, and of course, we saw how that ended, with the season finale of What If season 1. But I do like all of the Easter eggs that they showed in this last episode when they go into that hall. It had just walls and walls and walls that we initially thought, excuse me, just contained nothing but universe killers, like, Killmonger, Infinity, Ultron, Thanos, of course. I did like that, and I was not able to piece together what he was doing. I was seeing a couple of, reactions from people, and they was able to pick it apart at the very beginning, like, "Wait a minute, Stephen Strange has something up his sleeve here. I don't know if I can trust him per se, but we're just gonna have to wait and see and find out." So y'all let me know if y'all was able to put that together. But Quentin says, "I didn't watch this episode yet, so I'm gonna bow out, but happy New Year, everyone, and have a great night." Gwendolyn, thank you for being here. Yeah, you don't want this spoiler, so check it out, come back, look at the replay, because it's a doozy. It's a lot going on. But thank you for being here again. And Section 8 best episode right on. We'll come back to watch this part of the review when I watch the episode. Right on, right on, right on. Thank you for being here, Gwendolyn. Great commentary. All right. But Stephen is like, "Hey man, I got this forge down here." And I like that he showed that big, portal doors that they showed in the original Doctor Strange, like, "Hey, we got this person over here. She wrecking shop. She's being evil. I need you to go get her." And I like that Peggy was asking her like questions like, "Why can't you do this? You're like 15 times stronger than me." "Oh, because you're unknown. She don't know who you are. She'll see me coming a mile away." Makes sense, you know? And the thing about it is, in a way, Peggy has no reason not to trust him because they were teaming up in the past to save the day. And then she just walked across the hallway, and he is capturing multiverse, universe killers and villains. So that makes sense. But, he gave her some magic and, powered up her suit like he did in episode 1. Well, not episode 1, but season 1, and that makes sense. But Kahori here, after the Watchers tries to talk her out of it again, I do like this universe right here is where the red store 1 is red store Rushmore. So I thought that was pretty cool right there. And I also like the contrast between the Watcher and Peggy as well. When they're walking through the snowy forest, the size comparison between the 2 of them is really interesting to me. I like that. It's a good visual representation to show that he's just on a whole 'nother level of power and understanding, because he's like a 5th or 6th dimensional being, you know? But Layla, okay, guys, I'm gonna rewatch this. I wanna say happy New Year to all. May everyone have a great 2024. Right on, we're almost there, man. We got about an hour, yeah, hour before, 2024. I'm in Central Time Zone, so I don't know what time. Strange Supreme doesn't take no for an answer. He destroyed the whole universe and was like, "I can fix this." Right. Bro, stand somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But Kahori coming through, whooping up on Stephen Carter, not Stephen Carter, Peggy Carter. I said Stephen Carter, Steve Rogers, Stephen Carter, mixing everything up. But I do like that, though. I do like that. She's just like, "Hey, wait a minute. I am not the bad guy here. He's the bad guy. You need to get out of here. Stephen Strange is delusional." Oh, 9 minutes before New Year's? Okay, you're in Mountain Zone. I'm in Central Time Zone, so it's not New Year's for me yet. But happy New Year to you if it is 2024 for you. If you're on the East Coast, well, no. Yeah, if you're on the East Coast, yeah, yeah. Mountain is an hour behind me, Pacific is 2 hours, so I got you. You're East. Shout out to Lamont and all them. But Stephen Strange captures Peggy Carter and, Kahori, and we see the evil come out. Now, even though Kahori is strong and she got the power of the Tesseract, I still think that Strange should have been able to overpower her immediately, but he wasn't. They was having a lot of dialogue right there. And then she gonna come through and be able to block his power with the shield or whatever. I'm like, "Come on now." So, while I did enjoy this episode, guys, it was all over the place. The power scaling in this episode did not make any sense at all. We gonna talk about it. I this episode, it was entertaining, but it was a big ass mess. It really was. I was just like, "What? How can y'all do this? You got this," but, we're gonna talk about it, but I wanna ask y'all this, though. Is Stephen Strange wrong? Can y'all understand what he was trying to do? Imma answer that towards the end of this, my thoughts on how it ended, but I was entertained. I like the fact that Peggy Carter tried to run up and punch him in the face, but it did nothing. Now he just looked like, "What? Are you serious? I just powered just to the buck and take it away," you know? But she made the decision to release all of the prisoners, and that was not a good idea. He was wrong. But after this right here, man, you just get a melee smorgasbord of powers and abilities that's just going crazy. Excuse me. Now, what did not make sense to me, I don't think we got like an evil version of Rocky here, but I mean, this was cool to look at though. It was. We got the zombie Wanda coming back in here as well. We remember her from season 1. She's pretty powerful. Uh, but Peggy able to block all these magical superpower people with the shield is still a bit much to me. You know what I'm saying? You guys let me know what you think. We also got Hela coming back. She takes control over all the zombies and yeah, I even like seeing, Kahori flying in the air fighting Wanda Zombie too. Very entertaining to me. Very, very entertaining. But Hela comes and she takes over all the zombies, you know, Surtur's in there. I mean, everybody's in here. But what doesn't make sense to me is I did not like this. First of all, when Kahori and Peggy Carter was running in the hallway, they ran into Thanos that had the Infinity Stones, the whole glove. Um, who hold on, I didn't do that. Who took 'em oh, okay. For one, all of these Infinity Stones shouldn't be working. They should only be working in the universe that they're from. So Thanos had the whole power Infinity Stone glove. Killmonger had it too. How in the world is Kahori able to remove Killmonger away, portal him away? She don't even have 1 power stone. She's powered up by 1 power stone. Killmonger has all 6. So right there alone, she should not have been able to do that. He's like an infinity times stronger than her, like, or at least 6 times. He has the actual stone that powers her, so I did not like that. It just didn't make any sense. And nothing made sense in this episode. It was entertaining, but none of it made sense. So Peggy, Peggy, she has the super suit that Strange got her. She's a super soldier, has a vibranium shield with a vibranium suit with all 6 power stones as well. This is crazy. Love Hella doing her thing. Strange didn't even open a portal and send them to the right, right. It's in the script. So yeah, it just this episode, the power scaling was ridiculous. Entertaining, but ridiculous. And so they fight him as well. And to be honest with you, they should have been able to it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I wanted Strange to win, but Kahori, she has the power of the Power Stone. Strange, I mean, Peggy, she has all 6. But then Strange, he again, he is Supreme Strange. He got the power of a whole universe in him as well, because he was powering up all of season 1 for the longest, and they tagging him. But I like the back and forth, you know what I'm saying? I may just rewatch the episode again after we do this broadcast here, just because I wanna see everybody blasting everybody around. But this is crazy right here, man. They are blasting the hell out of him. But Strange, he is the most experienced fighter of all of them. They use no proper logic. Right, right, right. Countdown. Happy New Year 2024. How is your journey? It is going good. Is it Happy New Year yet on the East Coast? Got 3 minutes for the East Coast. And some of y'all really bringing in the New Year with me. It's not New Year for me. I got another hour, but I like the fact that Strange was able to, "Hey, I've mastered this trick right here. It's not only me." He makes a duplicate of himself, but Peggy does the same thing. And so this episode was crazy as hell. The Watcher did say, the Watcher did say he was tell stories, he would be the villain. Right. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. But yeah, they kicking ass and blasting everybody. They do the whole butterfly thing. Um, Stephen Strange puts Peggy into some type of trance to make her think that she's with Steve again. I know this is not real. I'm gonna embrace it for a moment, but I gotta get back to reality here and kick Stephen Strange's ass because he tripping, you know. So let's see here real quick. Hold on. It is almost New Year's in the East Coast. So I'm trying to give me a stopwatch so I can say it with you guys. Next year, what I think I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna play if I'm at home, I think I'm going to play Avengers Endgame and time it to where right when it's New Year's, Tony Stark snaps his fingers, I am Iron Man, snap. 'Cause I've seen somebody do that before, and it just seemed pretty cool or whatever. But, yo, this episode was crazy as hell. And he's trying to throw the heroes into the forge. Now, I don't have a problem with what Stephen Strange was doing if he was only throwing villains into the forge to bring back the universe. Okay, let me destroy a bunch of evil people to bring back a bunch of innocent people that the universe I destroyed and my boo thing. I'm not mad at him for that, but he was throwing heroes in there as well, you know what I'm saying? So, that's not cool. But they got all of the powers, man, in this and she got in this suit, and it's just all over the place. The power scaling just don't make sense. It don't make sense. But Stephen Strange's like, "Did you forget I mastered this ability a long time ago?" Alright. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2024 if you're on the East Coast. Shout out to you. Happy New Year, happy New Year, happy New Year to you. It's not New Year's for me yet over here in the Central Time, but if you're on the East Coast, happy New Year to you. I got nothing but love for you. If you're in the chat right now, thank you so much for bringing in the New Year with your boy. Happy New Year already. But they're throwing everybody into this forge here. And what's crazy is Peggy already has a vibranium shield and a vibranium suit with all 6 power stones, infinity stones. So then she gets the vibranium sword. They throw the hammer in there, Mjolnir, the 10 rings, Hela's hat. All that should not have made them more powerful. You already have freaking infinity stones. One of those stones is more powerful than than all of those devices combined. And I mean, it looks badass as hell. I'm not gonna lie. It looks cool, but I'm just saying this is silly. This is just too much. This is kinda like the ending of Secret Invasion in a way, you know? I mean, it was choreographed nice. I just kinda wish they would have done their homework a little bit more as far as, like, does this make sense? 'Cause it just didn't to me. But they are beating the hell out of Strange though. I just wanted Strange to win, you know? I mean, they're really blasting the hell out of him. Then his demon side comes, and he's even more powerful. And it's just this is crazy. I don't know who should win, with all these powers and abilities you know, and then Peggy Carter, she didn't have the Power Stone. She couldn't win with the Power Stone in her suit, but they get knocked out of her, and then Kahori summons up the stone. She catches all of them in one hand and then punches them, and that knocks them out. It's like, what she should have been able to do it, while she had the suit on. It's just weird, man. This episode was entertaining but sloppy. Stephen Strange falls into the forge himself, and he sacrifices himself, and that's sad. Do y'all feel sorry for Strange? Let me know. But the forge blew up. Stephen Strange is supposedly dead. Y'all think he gonna come back? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Peggy wakes up and she's not dead, and she wakes up in the universe that Strange trying to save. So he was successful. I guess he had enough power in his body, to make it work. But he'll never be born into this. He's gone. He's dead. So that's just kind of crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Happy New Year, East Coast. Right on. Section they said he will be back. Yeah, he was a cool character, I hope. But Archer says his little 2 cents, like, yeah, I foresaw this coming, and you grew a bit. Now, can I take you home, Peggy? He really has a lot of respect for her. And he takes her home, man, and that's it. That is the end of season 2 of What If. I don't think there's a post-credit scene, but entertaining episode, guys, but it was a bit crazy. It was a bit all over the place, but I still enjoyed it. And hopefully, we will get a season 3, and it will be better than season 1 and season 2 combined. I hope so. I really but you guys let me know what y'all thought about episode 9 of What If season 2, episode 9, What If Strange Supreme Intervened? Well, let me know down in the comment section below whether you're watching this via live or via the replay. Darth Wayne, Happy New Year's to you on the East Coast. I got about 56 minutes myself before it's New Year's here. But guys, that is gonna wrap it up for me today for What If season 2. You guys let me know what you thought down below. Hopefully you enjoyed my rambling, my recaps of each episode one by one. And the next Marvel show that I will be discussing will be Echo, that drops in about a week or so. And so I'm about to go downstairs and get me some snacks and get the rest of my water and bring in the new year myself. And I can't wait to see you guys next year. I'll see you guys next year. But guys, again, I just want to thank all of you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget, I'm B. Avery. That's just my opinion. Peace out. And I'll see you next time.